All right, pre-show shenanigans. It's been the debate that's been surrounding all of TikTok, all of the internet. We just saw Dodgers sideline reporter ask the Dodgers about it. No Dodgers responded that they did think of it, but Everett, how often do you think of the Roman Empire?
I mean, every second of every day, if I'm not being honest.
No,
Not that
you
often.
now you're embarrassed for how much you think of it. I know you.
I got a lot of Roman Empire posters up in my room, as you can see.
You just
For
can't see
everybody,
it right now. He's
yeah.
showing you
I
the
mean,
sports side
it's
for the second.
behind. It's just behind the walls. Okay, it's behind the paint.
Well, I
Just
mean,
my
fun
entire
fact,
walls.
your screensaver is Julius Caesar. Just fun fact, guys.
Yeah, with a Vikings jersey on.
Yeah. I actually
Photoshopped
Julius
it
Caesar was the
myself.
first Vikings fan. He had inspiration.
You know what? That
the
probably
Nords.
explains a lot about the Vikings fan base.
Yeah, just people turning on you, backstabbing and pain.
Oh man.
Yeah, he was also wearing a Chargers hat when that happened on.
Yeah,
March
but speaking of the Roman
15th,
Empire, I mean, hey, look at Trojans, right?
Yeah. So, well, yes, I was going to say
you love it so much. You go to a school just specifically because their mascot's related to it.
Now, like, naturally, I see it all the time with USC. Also, like, whenever Ohio State plays Michigan State, that used to be a bigger game. Like that week, I'll, look into some Spartan culture for a little bit, not a lot, but I'll just be like, oh yeah, Spartans. It's kind of interesting that Michigan State is named after the Romans. Quite the connection.
Yeah,
there,
interesting, right?
But regardless, I would say I literally, now that I'm at USC, you see it a little more often. But if I'm going to be completely honest, I'm not actually considering the Roman Empire when I see that. I think of USC. I think of Reggie Bush, to be honest, whenever I see that. If you want me to be, and Mark Sanchez, the GOAT. Like, those are the guys I think of, and Matt Barkley, Marquise Lee. Those are my dogs. Regardless, if we're talking the pure Roman Empire itself, pre-COVID for me, I think the last time I actually thought about them was AP World History.
Yeah, no, dead serious. AP European history, right there.
I was thinking about it a little more. Why? Like, there was one TikTok going around, some girls texting every guy she knows, and the responses, it seemed like she texted them like, say this, because they were like, probably a little less than the average guy, only like 5 times a day. It's like, what? No, you don't.
Dude, I mean, if we're being perfectly honest, it's 7 times a day, but we don't really think about it at all. No, it's a joke. It's a joke.
I do think, though, that there might be a couple of people out there who do genuinely think about it like 4 times a day, and now they feel like validated. Like,
oh yeah, they think that they are this. Like, I wasn't weird.
I knew this was normal. I know it. I knew it's normal to spend my lunch break every single day just researching,
just dialed in
movie,
face first into the giant books that they have with all the pictures of the ancient Roman like artifacts and stuff, the picture books that they had in the school library. Yeah, just face first into that.
Yeah, on a serious, no, I don't think about the Romans, to be honest. I used to have a 6th grade Latin teacher, one of the more animated Latin teachers, or just teachers in general, I've had, and she loved to talk about the Romans, and so, like, that's kind of where I think of it from.
Yeah, no, if you asked a history,
some savage stuff, going on over there. Only got
unfortunately, that did not translate to the modern day, as Michigan State is not good. Not a good program.
If I remember correctly, I believe Roma FC, based in Rome, won 7-0 over the weekend. So maybe they were inspired, by history.
The Americanized version of it, I guess, just not good. Not good.
If I'm ever gonna think of civilizations, I'm strictly Vikings. Strictly.
I mean, look. Hey, I guess one part did translate well, because the Trojans, USC Trojans, like the real Trojans, don't really have defense. Great offense, no defense.
True. No, I mean,
look at that connection.
Change, the more they stay the same.
Right?
Who would have thought? Yeah, I mean, in a way, you could say Tulane. If I have this correct, it was the wooden horse. Was that by the Romans or against the Romans? The wooden horse thing.
The Trojan horse.
So, Romans made that shit. Correct. Oh my God,
the Trojans.
Wait, just real quick.
The Trojan horse.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I don't know what the Trojans are.
You are a Trojan.
A USC Trojan, but what the
a Trojan nonetheless.
What was the OG Trojans? Who
like warrior? They're like it's like a civilization.
Which?
All right, now we're proving everybody's point. We're talking about the Roman Empire. All right.
Well, no, but this goes to show I don't think about it at all. I don't know what the fuck a Trojan is, and I go to
but now we're gonna start talking about it for like hours.
Yeah, we're done here. Okay. Yeah, we're done here. All right. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to one of the most tragic episodes of the Waterboy podcast you'll ever listen to in your life. But we still have some high spirits. Still a nice Monday. We get to see Reese Davis calling a game. Really weird.
Real quick. If you guys haven't subscribed yet or followed us, make sure to subscribe or follow. Most of our viewers
drop a sub.
Are not subscribed to us. If you're watching our content, if you like our content, make sure to support us so we can keep doing this kind of stuff.
97.2% of viewers, literally. Sorry. 96.4% of viewers over the last 30 days.
Some of you just subscribe. That's what I like to hear. All right. Some of you guys just subscribe.
Yeah. Hey, some of you guys are smashing that sub button, but
right.
Got to get on that more. Okay.
Yeah, but we're also going from the most. We're going from the most abysmal. I
haven't even said what episode number it is yet, so a bit of a drawn out intro. But yes,
we're going from the most down bad episode that we can have to probably one of the best episodes we're gonna ever have next on Thursday. The next episode with the inaugural Waterboy Civil War NFL edition.
NFL edition, the inaugural.
Which
not the first Waterboy Civil War, but the first NFL Waterboy.
NFL, the game itself might tear the fabric of reality apart with the amount of just self-inflicted wounds that's going to happen.
Yes, but in a different way that you think. We will both be rooting for one team this Sunday. So
we'll get to it on Thursday. Tune back in on Thursday.
A little sneak peek. But sorry, everybody. Everett had to ramble on. It is episode 153. Week 2 of the NFL is wrapped. Week 3 college football has wrapped. Great weekend of college football. It was, as one very own Rico Bosco likes to say, it was a sleeper week. People were asleep, but no, many upsets. But this is the worst week of NFL coverage in this podcast history. This is tragic. This is gonna be awful. The playoffs. It was a bad Monday after the playoffs, but this actually might be worse. Because at least we made the playoffs last year. At least we can hang that banner. But let's start with college football. Let's bring the mood up a little bit. Let's start with college football. So yeah, real quick, upset of the week. Upset. Florida over number 11 Tennessee. Now, Everett, what if I told you that going into that game against Florida, Tennessee had completed 2 passes of 20 plus air yards going into it?
I'd kind of be surprised.
Would be surprised. Now, I believe Tennessee was averaging around 49.
Well, actually, I take that back. It's Graham Mertz. So,
well, for Florida, but for Tennessee, it's Joe.
Yeah.
Milton.
Yes.
So Joe Milton, I was joking preseason, like, all right, this is going to be the next Anthony Richardson. He's all measurables, everything like that. The thing is, though, AR-15, while playing for Florida, won his marquee matchup against Utah week 1, and Joe Milton did not, with everybody watching. So, yeah, the Joe Milton stock is now down the toilet, dead, gonzo. Yeah, Tennessee, it was really fun last year.
Breaking news.
Please be Jonathan Taylor. Please be Jonathan Taylor. Well, that can't even happen yet, so never
mind. No. And this is unfortunate news. Nick Chubb is being carted off the field.
They are not showing the replay. It's that bad, apparently. Oh my. Well, my God. Nick, okay. God damn it, Everett. Nick Chubb, I truly believe that Derrick Henry and Nick Chubb were the two running backs that could end up being in the Hall of Fame from this era. And this Nick Chubb injury,
This is the first time I think
he's been injured.
Ever been hurt.
In the NFL. I believe he missed a year at Georgia. But God.
Wow.
I mean, that is
okay. Back to your college football segment. We'll get back to this.
I can't even think about college football anymore after seeing that. I don't want to talk about fucking Graham Mertz now. No, we're done with that game. Okay. Ohio State, some positive. Western Kentucky, 10 points. Ohio State, 63 points. Okay, much better than the week before with Youngstown State only scoring 35. And the week before, Indiana, who's one of the worst teams in the Big Ten, not worse than Northwestern, but one of the worst teams in the Big Ten. We did not look like Ohio State against them either. But yeah, and this way, it was the first time all year we looked like Ohio State. God damn it, that Nick Chubb injury fucking sucks. Jesus, I literally can't even think right now. Okay.
I've got the video.
I don't want to see. I'm good. Kyle McCord looked much better. Okay, that was something that I was kind of begging for, asking for. And Everett, maybe you can speak about this a little bit, but it was the first game where Kyle McCord was officially announced as the full-time starter. It seemed like he was going out there playing with no regrets, wasn't playing to keep his job. He was, I think announcers were saying it, playing more so to prove that the coaches made the right decision, which different mindset, different mentality. And also, ironically, Devin Brown, after being named the backup, he played his best game all season. Hit a great throw down the sideline.
I also want to say, at least you're not in the predicament that Nick Saban currently is.
So actually,
could be worse.
We do need to slightly bring up Alabama real quick as a slight segue. I wanted to bring this up, so they will not come out and say it, but apparently last week, the reason why Tyler Buchner, former Notre Dame quarterback that we previewed last season. No, Buchner.
Buchner.
It's Buchner.
Buchner.
Oh, no, it is not. No, it is not. I know I'm correct on that one. Maybe I'm really wrong, but I just remember preseason there was an Alabama, not Alabama, a college football analyst who referred to him as Tyler Buchner. I know that one's wrong. That one, yeah, that one is I know that correct. One's incorrect.
That one is not correct.
But anyway, we'll just refer to him as TB12 minus the TB12 method. He doesn't wear number 12. I just saw the TB. Yeah, wasn't his greatest performance. They brought in Ty Simpson. He looked much better. But apparently Jalen Milroe was silently suspended this past week. And my brother's conspiracy theory is that Nick Saban wanted to send a message to his coaching staff. Tommy Rees, new offense coordinator, his quarterback last year was TB. And I think Tommy Rees wanted to promote TB as that starter. And so in a way, I think maybe Saban was sending a message to Tommy Rees that if we have your guy quarterback, we can barely even get by USF. So no, Milroe's the guy. Milroe's going to be starting the rest of he was suspended for a week. But that last week, Alabama, they did it. It was not their quarterback playing. All right. So just keep that in mind. I still dropped them out of my top 10 rankings. You'll see though, but that was not the Alabama we'll see. However, back to Ohio State, McCord looked much better. My one slight concern though, which we need to fix this going into Notre Dame. He was 2 for 5 on third down. Okay. We had to go to fourth down on the first drive, convert that. We can't be 40% on third down against Notre Dame. We cannot be 40% on third down. We gotta start converting our third downs to go into South Bend and win. But one thing that does look positive, Trevion Henderson, he looks completely healthy. Something where last year he was not. It was a concern. It wasn't. Little nip slip right there. Okay, a little freeze frame for you guys. But Trevion looks completely healthy, and we need to get that run game going. Kyle McCord, unless we want to make him play hero ball, okay, we need to be able to run the ball, okay, for his sake. All right, we need to run the ball, guys. Okay, Josh Simmons, to be determined. He was he was that final seal block for a stretch touchdown run, but it wasn't him who made that touchdown happen. It was Trevion who just outfleeted Western Kentucky. So probably won't be able to do that against Notre Dame. I didn't want to say that Trevion Henderson on third down, he was 2 for 2 with 7 yards, a touchdown, and a 27-yard pass catch. So Trevion looking good on third down. Last thing I want to say, the Ohio State defense, which I haven't really been able to talk much about the past 2 weeks because the offense has been so bad. And Ohio State fans, we're all offense. Okay. We're all offense right now, especially when it's not playing up to par. So one thing I want to shout about Ohio State, Everett, 3 for 15 on third down. Only 20% success rate on third down. I know it's Western Kentucky, but last year that number would be up to 50%.
Well, that's
turnovers,
a positive.
4 turnovers and 2 touchdowns on defense. Jim Knowles' defense outscored Western Kentucky. So we're going to need to keep this production up, though, but it's nice to see it actually happening. We weren't getting this production. I also believe it was the first time an Ohio State cornerback had an interception since 2021. Think about what I just said. The first time an Ohio State cornerback has had an interception in about 2 years, which is just unacceptable. Unacceptable. So yeah. Last thing I got though, Heisman rankings. Everett, we're gonna start dropping these now. We start posting my Heisman rankings. Get some discourse running. We were gonna bring up Colorado, but yeah, real quick. Deion Sanders doing well has brought in a wave of just people who don't really watch college football into watching. I posted my rankings the other day. I've also so many "Where's the Colorado respect" comments.
Like, I have never seen so many celebrities at a college event.
They had Offset hyping up the student section.
They had Offset interviewing during offsetting penalties. That it doesn't get better than that.
Yeah, Lil Wayne doing the performance for like game day. It's
the walkout. No, he walked out. Lil Wayne was performing during the walk. He walked the team out while performing. More
hype, but like they had
The Rock was there. He got Kawhi to show up. Kyle Lowry was there. Chauncey Billups.
He got Kawhi.
Kawhi was there.
Okay, guys.
Chauncey Billups was there.
Kawhi to come. All right, that's enough said. Enough said. We don't. That's
all that matters.
We made our point. Colorado. I want them to keep doing well though. It's so fun seeing them. But okay.
No, I do as well. And maybe I don't know if it's in Colorado or not. Is the USC game in LA or is it in Colorado?
In Boulder in 2 weeks.
Game day, college game day going back ? To Boulder. We'll see for that game. It's going to be electric.
This week, Colorado goes to Oregon. Oregon opens up as a 21-point favorite at Everett. Or Vegas is telling you it's not going to be a good game. We'll see. Maybe they could prove us wrong again. This is the real test, though. But okay, Heisman rankings. What just happened?
I hadn't. No, I'll explain after you do your college football rankings.
Okay. All right. I have no idea what just occurred in your head. But okay. All right. Heisman rankings. We're going to go 1 to 10. Cause yeah, I want to get one of this big name out early because it'll rile up people, especially all the casuals now just watching college football for the first time. Okay. Caleb Williams, Michael Penix, Shedeur Sanders, Jordan Travis, Quinn Ewers, Sam Hartman, Bo Nix, JJ McCarthy, Drew Aller, and Marvin Harrison. So yeah, Heisman rankings, Caleb still keeps that top spot. Michael Penix, obviously Michigan State going through some things, but I mean, he put up 400 plus yards and 5 touchdowns on the road in East Lansing. That's ridiculous from Penix. And I'm giving Shedeur love too. After that though, I think there's a bit of a drop off after 3. All those spots afterwards, we got to see the season play out. But all right, Everett, what just startled you? Something.
So I'm not gonna get the specifics on this. So if you want to see this, you're gonna have to go find it yourself. And by the time this is coming out, yeah.
Okay. I don't want to see.
By the time this comes out tomorrow morning on Tuesday the 19th, I'm sure everything will come out. But this is my on-site. He like snapped his leg in half. So he's gonna be done for the season.
Oh.
So that's it with that. That's the only thing that I'm gonna say. I don't want to talk about it more. And hopefully he's okay, but it does not look great right now for a live reaction. And yeah, okay. Next bit. We got a couple things to recap. Gonna just move on from that. All right.
We're going in order of how the games were played. So Everett.
I'll go first. Fun times for me. Look, I've got some issues, and as of today, we signed Dalton Risner. I'm very happy about that. All right, that was something that was desperately needed. Now the issue is Garrett Bradbury, who's our starting center. I'm assuming based on the way last year worked out when he had the same injury, for whatever reason we resigned him. I don't know. But when he had the same injury, he was out for like 5 weeks and he never was really able to play healthily again.
Yeah.
Because he re-exacerbated that injury, my assumption is he's going to be out for multiple weeks. And I was on Twitter, I was interacting with one of the Vikings beat writer guys, and he basically was saying that, you know, Austin Schlottman, who is the backup center who's playing versus the Eagles, got demoed in pass pro and like singular pass pro, but when they double teamed him with the left guard, they did pretty well. My issue is I don't know how sustainable that is for a long period of time. If you're doing it every game,
pass when they double teamed with him.
Yes, in passing. Okay. He wasn't good at run blocking and one-on-one pass protection, but if he double teamed, they were fine. The issue is I don't know how long you can sustain doing double teams before somewhere else on the line becomes compromised, or they figure out a way to work around it. It comes
down to where the D-tack knows
and the other thing is, like I just said, I don't know how long Garrett Bradbury is going to be out. And Austin Schlottman, everybody was raving on Twitter during the games, like, look at Jalen Carter. Look at how good Jalen Carter is. I need to stipulate for everybody, he was going against the backup center, who is not great. All right. He was getting his ass handed to him. He was getting manhandled. So just take that with a grain of salt. I personally, if it's me, I don't think Garrett Bradbury is playing anytime soon. Throw him on IR, sign a new center, sign Ben Jones or one of these kind of bigger name guys. I know the chemistry is not necessarily going to be 100%, but I'd rather have bad chemistry and better players than good chemistry and so terrible.
Bad that it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
I'm with you on that.
The other thing, just you know me liking to take digs at the Bears. After only 52 games played and at the age of 24, Justin Jefferson
already going to Justin Fields shots.
Justin Jefferson.
Are we skipping past my game?
No, this is a part of my game recap.
Oh.
Let me fucking say what I'm going to say.
We're bringing up Bears already. Okay.
At the age of 24 and only 52 games played, Justin Jefferson officially has more career receiving yards than every Bears wide receiver ever.
Justin
Jefferson.
Okay.
You gotta wait for me to say the full name.
Yeah, I just hear too many Justins.
Jump the gun.
There's too many Justins in this game. Justin Herbert, Justin Fields, Justin Jefferson. Like, there's too many.
Yeah. But here's also the thing, and I'm gonna say the Vikings did not play well. All right. They played, Kirk Cousins played well, Justin Jefferson played well, Jordan Addison played well, a couple of guys on defense played pretty well. And overall, I will say the defense played very well for a majority of the game until they started to learn. They called up Arthur Smith at halftime to ask how they run the fucking Falcons offense. But D-line, not fantastic. O-line, not good at all. And the biggest reason why the Vikings were able to prevent the Eagles offense for at least the entirety of the first half. And every time they went to go and score, having a fumble. So 4 fumbles. We've had 7 turnovers in 8 quarters of play. Effectively like 0.8 turnovers per quarter. Like that is
I also believe
terrible.
3 of your fumbles happened on like the first or second play of the drive.
We had one where it was like the second. We had got one where it was the punt return, and we returned it like 30 yards up. Then we fumbled. We had Justin Jefferson's through the back of the end zone fumble. We had Alexander Madison. That was like the second play of the drive after we had forced a fumble from the Eagles, got the ball back, fumbled it back to them the second play of the drive. And then we also had one where we were marching down the field. I think we were just outside the red zone, like the 23, and then we fumbled it. Like Kirk Cousins got a hit and he fumbled it. So the fumbles are a big issue, but outside of that, outside of the turnover difference and some minor issues in the trenches, the Vikings have looked very capable of going. I don't want to say the Super Bowl, but they look like
that one, but
they look like they're capable of
playoffs.
making the playoffs and potentially having a nice little run. All right. So if the trenches are figured out and the turnover problems stop, where if it doesn't stop, there has to be a serious look into what the hell is going on at practice. If it was me this week, I don't care if you have 3 days off. I don't care if you're in the building every day. If you are not actively doing something, you have a football in your hand, in your arm, and you are holding it all day long.
So like the throwback high school, the
Yes.
football coach goes up to random kids like, hey, go find my running back and punch the ball out. Like,
yes, 100%. Alexander Madison, find that. If you try to rip it out.
Yeah,
Kirk Cousins,
I'll be honest, the
holding in
thing,
like quarterback.
That's like, damn, hey.
This is the
coaches
worst
are sitting there
thing
just like,
that
shit. Like,
dude,
what?
I'm like, to be honest, this is the most egregious I have ever seen a turnover issue on the Vikings my entire time that
like
I've been a fan.
Every running
it is
back
every
knows cover the ball. They're not
it's also every single
like,
time the Vikings are on offense, I'm sitting there holding my breath because I think that we're gonna fucking fumble the ball. Anytime I'm literally sitting there.
That's not a great way to be a fan.
No, it is not at all. But I do appreciate and I do like the fact that outside of the turnovers, it is a one-score game where the Eagles had double the possession time. We're running the ball every single time. Terrible look for the trenches, though. And it was still a one-score game with the 4 turnovers, with the double possession time, with being down by like 2-3 scores with 5 minutes left.
You have a lead going into the second half.
If any of those issues didn't happen, the potential is that we do have a lead because maybe the Eagles scored on one of the drives that we fumbled, maybe not. Like there's so many different things. Like in the end, the reason the Vikings lost was not because the Eagles outplayed them. It was because they outplayed themselves.
Yeah, no, it's just there's so many turnovers. It's just like, I mean, the hell.
And it's the worst thing that I've ever seen. And hopefully we figure it out come this week.
That is painful. But yeah, no, this week, it's probably better to slightly preview the game before getting into my Chargers preview because it'll make more sense. But yeah, this week, the 0-2 Vikings will be taking on the 0-2 Chargers. And now this is the thing, like for you, it isn't a coaching problem. Like it is a personnel problem for you. And so it's like, fuck. Like the holes on your team are way different than the holes on my team. On my team, it's like, do I think we have a Super Bowl contending roster? I mean,
oh, never mind.
All right, come on. We gotta chill, doctor. But like I just want to say, like right now for the Chargers, we're 0-2. And would I say we're a Super Bowl contending roster? Kinda. I mean, like I guess, yes. I still think there's just so many problems on the D line that it's just like
no. Do you think you're a Super Bowl roster? No, you don't. Because you just told me earlier the other day that for the Chargers to be able to win the Super Bowl, they can't do it with the players they currently have on roster.
Well, this is what I'm about to get at. I've just Staley right now has put my brain in a blender. So we'll start with it. I found some astonishing and heartbreaking stats about the Chargers. A couple of them I had written down, but I don't want to bring them up exactly. But this is the main stat that hurts the most. In his first 3 years as an NFL quarterback, Justin Herbert has quarterbacked a team that has averaged the most points per game for a NFL quarterback's first 3 seasons in the sports history. Okay, so he's averaged more points per game in his first 3 seasons than Brady, Marino, Manning, Mahomes, any of that. Like he has averaged more points per game. So, I mean, it's not a perfect stat to show Justin Herbert how he is, but it's just when you when you have that, it's not the offense is a problem. It's the defense's fault. But this is the interesting thing, Everett. We hired Brandon Staley as a defensive guru. We hired him to be our guy. It was a strange decision. Many people assumed young quarterback Herbert, you're going to go offensive minded, want to work with Herbie, but they went defensive. And the reason why they went defensive, there could be a couple reasons. One, Spanos family's cheap. It came down to Brian Dable, who's, I mean, for debate right now. We're seeing how the Giants have started, but it was up to Dable and Staley, and the Spanos family picked Staley mainly because he was cheaper, but also because, hey, he was the Rams DC at the time. The Rams were up and coming at the time. They didn't know, but about to win a Super Bowl. Maybe they want to slow down that excitement of the Rams to help the Chargers brand grow a little bit. But regardless, it's been 2.5 seasons now. I thought after the first season, that might be it. After the way that first season ended, with if we tied, we'd win, and we were like, no, we play to win for pride. And that year didn't go our way. Then last year, 27-0 with Jacksonville. Enough said. And then now this season, 2-0 start. Yeah, Staley has to go. The only issue with the Spanos family is they do not like making mid-season changes. They don't like to do it mid-season. If the Chargers start 0-4, that's the best case for the Spanos family. Be like, we got to do it. We have bye week 5. If we start 0-4, that is our one way out. That's our one way out of Staley. However,
I mean, even then, with the Chargers, they probably wouldn't fire him.
Won't anyway. Realistically, I don't expect him to be fired this year, literally, unless we're 0-6. 0-5, he has one more chance, unfortunately. But like 0-6, like it's got to be 0-6. So Staley's probably going to stay on.
What if they tied that last game? 0-5-1.
Well, then he's definitely safe. Are you kidding me? You kidding me? Yeah, he might make us the only team in NFL history to be 0-5-1 at one point.
Let me ask you right now: would you rather have Jonathan Gannon be your head coach or Brandon Staley?
Yes, Staley, but neither's a great option. Yeah.
You're gonna ride the bus with one of the guys.
Random option. Random option. I'll take anyone random.
You lost. It's Adam Gase.
I was gonna say worse. Like you lost. It's like, I don't know, like James D. Ross. It's like Skip Bayless. Like Stephen A. But
yeah, you got Max Kellerman.
The Chargers. If we're gonna talk about the game, you help me here, Everett, because I don't really know what to make of this. So Justin Herbert, Chargers had lead for most of that second half. Herbert had 4 drives at the end of the game where he could have iced the game, put it away, and he did not. Now we had some Joe Lombardi-esque play calling on those late drives, which hurt me because I thought we shed the skin of conservative second halves with amazing first half leads, but clearly not. Whatever. He had 4 chances to put the game away, no touchdowns. Am I crazy? I'm not blaming everything on Herbert, but like for our superstar man, like doesn't he kind of need to, get a touchdown there? 4 drives?
I mean, yes and no. I mean, you would expect it. Let's put it that way. You would expect them to score.
I expect him to be Superman.
I do think, and I said this before, I think that, a little bit comes on Herbert's ability to make the reads. No. And I mean, it comes down a little bit with Herbert's ability to make the reads. But it's also the wide receivers being able to get the separation, the blocks being able to give them enough time to be able to make, be like,
Quentin
okay.
Johnson wasn't the guy to draft for that reasoning, separation, getting open. Wasn't quite the guy for that.
Yeah. But. So, I mean, if you have a wide receiver who takes a long time to get separated and you have an offensive line that doesn't hold up for a long period of time, Justin Herbert kind of has to go, okay, that dude's not open, can't go to him, go to the next guy. And if it continues down that line, he either has to scramble out, trying to make some play for himself, dump it off, or he's going to get sacked, throw it incomplete. So, and to me, that's kind of what seems to be the reoccurring thing, the reoccurring theme of the Chargers offense when it comes to those is the pass protection starts to break down. The receivers don't get the separation that they should be. Your running backs, I mean, in this game, Austin Eckler wasn't there. So, Josh Kelly was kind of a non-factor in most of the game.
We'll get into that in a second. But,
yeah. And I think not having Eckler kind of made a difference in this because Herbert is used to that. But you don't have wide receivers that are speedy. You don't have those kind of wide receivers that are
ran a jet sweep with Mike Williams. I was like, what the fuck?
Big separators like with the Vikings, we'll use them as comparison. Jordan Addison can get separation. Justin Jefferson gets separation. Jordan Addison also has speed. Jalen Naylor has speed. KJ Osborne is kind of like Keenan Allen, which is the issue. Not in a skill set way, but like a more slower paced wide receiver.
Okay, all right.
The Chargers don't have the ability to make immediate separation. You're talking about the Dolphins the other week.
We don't have a fast guy.
We were talking about the Dolphins the other week where the O-line doesn't have to stay up because you just already know that Tyreek Hill's 30 yards down the field without anybody on it. And the Chargers don't have that.
It was like literally they knew that Tyreek Hill could just snap the ball and just start running to the left and they wouldn't be able to keep up with him. Like, so funny. Yeah, with the Chargers, many problems go around. I was a little, in terms of the Chargers run game, I think I was a little, way too over optimistic after going up against the Dolphins. The Dolphins don't have the greatest run defense. That wasn't the greatest example to evaluate the Chargers run game. But God, what? Oh, Pickens just scored a long one. Pickens just scored a long one. But yeah, Chargers, the offense, it's like we couldn't run the ball. Herbert, we went back to our stick offense, run to the spot, and just turn around. And I was like, God damn it, this is not going to work. Yeah, so pretty much last thing I just need to say overall, Everett, if the Vikings lose to this shithole team this weekend, I'm going to be beyond.
Well, let's put it this way: if the Vikings lose, and they haven't,
Justin Jefferson will go for 300 yards.
If the Vikings lose and they haven't fumbled at least 3 times,
okay, caveat.
Then it's acceptable.
True.
Then it's acceptable.
You're correct. My bad.
If the Vikings fumble at least 3 times,
I swear to God, Alexander Madison, if you fumble 3 times and give us a win, and Staley is my coach for another 2 years, I'll remember this. I'll remember. September 23rd, 4th. I'll remember.
The day that Brandon Staley's career was saved.
The reckoning.
Yeah, but speaking of Justin Jefferson, I know are there any other big game? Well, yeah, are there any other big games that we wanted to go over right now? It's Saints and Panthers, Browns and Steelers are playing, so we can't go over them. But
Bengals lost again to the Ravens. I got a couple friends who have, Jamar Chase, Joe Burrow.
Yeah, I have Jamar Chase in the redraft league.
In a league, and every single one of them are telling me that, like, wow, Puka Nacua is better than Jamar Chase. All right, slow the roll here. Fun fact of the day, Everett: Joe Burrow is now 1-7 in weeks 1 and 2 of his entire NFL career. Save that for next year. Remember that when you're making your 1-7. Remember that.
Pain.
Remember that. So this happens every year, guys. This happens every single year. The Bengals never start off well. So
yeah. The other thing,
what's gonna happen when you miss training camp?
You know what? These 2 games we can kind of meld together here. Colts, Texans, and Bears, Bucks. There's one theme specifically you wanted to talk about in this game. What I'm going to say first before you get to that, all right? 1, the Bears suck. And it's not just on Justin Fields. The entire team sucks. And for the Bucks being 2-0, that's something that I never thought would happen because they played the Vikings week 1, which is bad. We were bad that day. And 2, because Baker Mayfield's their quarterback. I was really surprised by that. Did not hear good things about him in fall camp. The other thing, Colts Texans. Before Anthony Richardson went out with a concussion, he looked phenomenal as a Dynasty Fantasy owner. Love that. And the thing you're going to want to talk about the most here with the Texans, CJ Stroud, also as a dynasty fantasy owner, loved that.
So real quick, I want to stay on AR-15 real quick. I just want to say, Bears, Chicago, take notes. Okay. Anthony Richardson literally could not hit the side of a fucking barn at Florida a year ago. How does he already look like a more comfortable?
Because he's not on the
passer?
Bears.
I know. So Chicago, fix your shit. Move. Get the hell out. Leave. Because you're the problem. All right. You're the problem. You are the issue, Chicago. Okay. Justin, I'd go so far to say in unfixable, incurable. He is crippled with the Chicago disease.
He has contracted the irreversible.
Yeah, and hey, yeah, he cannot get rid of it. Okay, it's there forever now. That curse has stained him. All right, Justin Fields is a Chicago Bear, unfortunately, but that's the truth, and that's what's happened. So Anthony Richardson already looks like a more comfortable passer than Justin Fields, and it's week 2. CJ Stroud already looks like a more comfortable passer, and it's week 2 on that team. On that team, Everett, that team, he already looks more comfortable.
Which, by the way, Nico Collins and Tank Dell have done better, at least in fantasy, than DJ Moore has.
Oh, but I could be wrong. Isn't Nico Collins wide receiver 6 right now?
Is he actually? Let's check. I'll check on that. That'd be sick for me.
I believe I read that.
That'd be pretty sick for me. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, wide receiver 6 on the season.
Yeah, so he's wide receiver 6 on the year.
Wow. Tank Dell is wide receiver 26.
Now, preseason, I was telling everyone, like, I love CJ, but it is the Texans.
And what did I say about Nico Collins?
Holy shit. I mean, wow. Why the Texans, they're a franchise. They're an NFL franchise. The Chicago Bears, XFL. XFL. Okay. XFL. You're not an NFL team. They do not operate like an NFL team. No, they do not. They're the Vanderbilt of the SEC. They're the Rutgers of the Big Ten. Okay. They're the Cal of the new ACC. Okay. Like, this is not, I'm trying to be as mean as possible in football metaphors here. So yeah, Chicago, it pains me. Justin Fields is one of my favorite Buckeyes of all time, one of my favorite football players ever. And damn, yeah, career done. Over. So yeah, last final dagger to the heart. After 2 games, CJ Stroud already has more 300-yard passing games with 1 than Justin Fields, who has none. So yeah, we're done here. We're done here. Justin, I'm sorry. I love you. I love you, man.
Vikings funeral. Well, not literally, but
it's done. It's done.
Yeah.
The only hope, and I was about to say send to New York, but the Jets would also screw it up. So no. The only hope.
Well, Aaron's there still, at least in the mentor capacity. Zach Wilson's just bad enough where it doesn't matter, but Justin Fields,
no Jets. The only hope is if the Rams are out on Stafford and he goes to the Rams. That is it. And also McVay has to stay, which is not a guarantee. So really, there are no options. He's done. He's officially done.
What about the Dolphins if Tua gets hurt?
There's just no way they go from Tua to Justin.
As a backup. Hurt,
I don't think, like, I think that
actually. Well, we're assuming. I mean, the 49ers could always.
Oh my God, make things right, Kyle. How funny would that be?
The Vikings. Do the Vikings just go and sign him?
I would love that for him. It's just get out of Chicago, but it's just these other teams. Maybe. Actually,
I mean, look, the NFLPA was telling running backs that they should fake injuries.
Chicago ever do that?
I was about to make a funny joke. Just cut me off.
Well, I want to say that with Eckler too.
I was going to say the NFLPA is telling running backs to just fake injuries to get better contracts. I mean, Justin Fields, I mean, they're probably telling him that too because he's a running back.
Yeah, that and also just like, yeah, for your own market value, you cannot put more tape out there on the Bears. Like, it will tank you. Stop playing. Sit. That's how we can get you at least like $4 million on your next contract.
Yeah. Oh, he's gonna be playing running back by the time that this is over, just but based on how badly the Bears are fucking him up.
I did want to say with Eckler real quick. I don't actually think he did this, but if I was Austin Eckler and I want to prove my value to the team, what better way than sitting out against the Tennessee Titans, having Josh Kelly go out there, underperform, look awful? That sends a message to the Spanos family that you need me. All I'm saying. I don't think he actually did it. I don't think he actually sat out, but I did just think it was really interesting timing. That
just want to say again,
Eckler's probably out for a couple weeks. Oh yeah, the NFL
just remember that so many people were just saying how the Chargers should draft Bijan Robinson. Imagine if the Chargers had Bijan Robinson right now.
In a magical world where Bijan was there, like,
well, people didn't think that he was going to go. Nobody thought that he was going to go that high until like 3 days before when they're like the Falcons.
Yeah.
Bijan Robinson there would have been, oh my God.
Beautiful. Would have been gorgeous.
I'd be shitting my pants this week going into playing you. I'm not.
Well, that is until you see that on offense, literally Justin Jefferson will average 40 yards a catch and have 30 catches. So actually be pretty fun.
Yeah, no, I'm excited now. Actually,
you should be really excited. Like, whoever has Jordan Addison, start. KJ Osborne,
yeah, you taking a page out of that book?
TJ Hawkinson,
start.
5 touchdowns incoming. Oh my God, start the whole Vikings receiver. Jalen Naylor might get in on the action. He might.
Fun fact: the only receivers that have gotten touches so far are Justin Jefferson, KJ Osborne, and Jordan Addison. No other receiver has even been on the field.
But to be honest, I've heard though that for majority of 12 personnel, it's KJ out there, not Jordan.
Yeah, that needs to change. That needs to change.
But they're breaking him in.
The snap rate did go up versus the Eagles. His percentage went up.
When's your bye? Also late, right? Like 12, 11.
Yeah, it's late. I'm not going to pull it up this second, but yeah. All right, we're going to do power rankings for this week. We ran into the problem last week where we were waiting on the Jets.
Just one quick startling stat. Sorry. This is the first time that Bill Belichick and the New England Patriots have started 0-2 since 2001 when they won the Super Bowl with Tom Brady.
Yeah, so now Mac. Well, here's the thing: they needed to have an unnamed, never seen starter on their roster. They have Bailey Zappi. They cut Matt Corral, but Malik Cunningham is still on the practice squad.
I believe so.
So
there's still some hope.
There is hope.
Damn.
Could have been almost.
Sorry. Last thing. Victory lap. Packers lost. I'm helping you out here. They lost. Jordan Love had one of the stupidest plays in NFL history.
I did see that.
Started on a QB sneak. I've never seen a quarterback false start.
He fell forward. He fell.
I think he snapped it and was starting his quarterback lean, and you see the guard look over like, what the fuck, Jordan?
Yeah, speaking about that, by the way, I know that everybody's like, all right, the Eagles are the only team that can do that QB sneak, and every other team that does it just doesn't do it well. But like that shit, it's just
the problem is the pushing, Bush push. They literally create
I get that, but no, my issue is the offensive linemen go for the legs blocks of the players underneath them. So one, it's not safe, but two, it takes away like a very big aspect of the game for me. Like a part of the fun is like knowing that it's football, right? Like that's just not a football play to me. It's a rugby play to me.
That's the wedge.
It's a rugby play to me.
Hey.
I don't like it. I've never liked it. I think it's cheap.
That's no. It's like a little funny at this point. And did you see the personnel that Minnesota had? Like 320 pounders, literally all in the A gap. It was so funny.
Yeah. But the thing is, they just go off into the left side. That's the thing. You stack the middle, then Jalen Hurts is going to go off to the left. You stack the left, and he goes out the middle. Like there's
that's difficult going off to that is.
That's what he did versus us the entire time. He went off onto the left side.
The only way that you can try to possibly defend those D tackles, literally, that back needs.
Also, I'm just gonna lobby this out.
The ground. Boom.
We're assuming that Nick Chubb is done for the year. Unfortunately, Kareem Hunt, a name to watch. Playoff Lenny, a name to watch,
Playoff Lenny is my
and
name.
Cam Akers. I'm not joking about that though. People they were trying to trade for him.
Can you think of anyone who's been put in the doghouse harder than Cam Akers as an LA Ram? He gets doghoused every year to start the season. Every single year, doghouse.
Marcus Peters?
Potentially.
Or
But,
Keith Talib?
It is just fact at this point. Like, Cam Akers will have 3 starts at the end of the year in the playoffs. That's it.
Yeah. Okay. Don't forget everybody how high everybody was on him when he came back from injury for the playoffs like 2 years ago too.
He was a really high ranked recruit.
I remember. Okay. We're gonna do the power rankings. Last week we had a little bit of a delay because we were waiting for the Jets Bills game to finish, which we needed to in order to rank. This is not that extensive, and we're gonna have some post edit magic going on this for the TikTok. So you guys might not know what the actual rankings are based on this. You're going to have to go to the TikTok page when it gets uploaded, but you'll have the general gist. For that reason, 1 to 10. Here we go. Hold on. Let me get positioned on and everything, All right. Eagles, 49ers, Cowboys, Dolphins, Chiefs, Ravens, Bills, Jaguars, Browns, Bengals, Commanders, Bucks, Saints.
Okay. Yeah. Interesting movements this week. Interesting things have happened all around the place, all around the scope of the National Football League. If there's one thing I wanted to specifically bring up, they aren't in that list, but going against the Niners, I expected a rout. Sean McVay is a really good football coach, and he gets his team ready. And it makes me think, I don't think this will be his last year. I just can't see McVay hanging up knowing he still has it. And he's still like at the top of his game. I don't know. What do you think?
He seems not to really care about that. I'm not gonna lie though. He doesn't really seem. I don't think he cares. I think he loves the game, and I think he enjoys coaching, but I don't think that he's gonna care that much about, hey, I'm still able to do these things. I want to continue to do them. Like Tom Brady would kind of like needed it. Tom Brady needed it until he couldn't do it anymore.
Yeah.
Sean McVay, I don't think needs it. I think that he would be really happy just because his whole thing is
whatever.
He's a great play caller. He's a great coach. Obviously, he's won the Super Bowl. He's probably the smartest offensive mind in the entire NFL, and he started the whole movement of getting these younger offensive-minded coaches.
Yeah.
But at the same time, the part of the game he loves so much is being able to do that analytical stuff, the processing, the play calling, like those things, which the big thing was talking about was how he was going to get a deal with it was either Fox or somebody or Amazon when he was contemplating retirement.
I don't remember that.
So I can see that being the thing. I don't think he cares that much about coaching. I think he loves it. I think he enjoys it, but I don't think he needs it.
Okay. Yeah, I think McVay's 36, 35. So
yeah, pretty young. Pretty young.
Ahead of him, literally. Like
yeah.
But okay. We still have though. Probably are going to be our best segment of the year. So
okay.
Damn it. I really wish the Cardinals won this week.
Yeah, I mean, I do too. Josh Dobbs, an honorable mention on this list. So is James Conner.
Yeah. Yes. Conner.
All right. So how do we want to stipulate? How do you want me to explain this? What do you want me to say?
Do you hear that?
Was it a bark? What was that?
I don't know. So it kind of sounds like a mother and her daughter, but that could also just be annoying college freshmen.
So your apartment's haunted.
No, it's outside. They're
okay. 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 All right.
Yeah, they're outside. I'm shocked I can hear them through regardless.
They're loud.
So, as Jonathan Gant said, he's looking for dogs. He wants to know if you rode the bus. A quick show of hands for everyone that did. So, as Jonathan Gant said, Here are the bus riders of the week, dogs of the week.
So
At the end of the day, it's a dog. We're saying
it's
dog.
yeah. It's the way this is stipulated is basically we're making a joke if you haven't seen it on Jonathan Gannon's clip. We explained it the other week where he was like, all right, who's show of hands, who has ridden the bus? And right after that, he was like, all right, I want killers. You have the fire in your gut, right? So the bus riders of the week are the best performances, the highest highs, the dogs. Who's got the dogs in them? Of the week deserve to. You ride the bus. You deserve to ride the bus. You ride that shit. All right. Extensive list today.
Killers.
Yeah. They have the fire in their gut. Yes. All right.
That stew is turning in their stomach.
So in the wise words of Jonathan Gannon, here are the bus riders of the week. Puka Nacua, Kirk Cousins, DeAndre Swift, Jonathan Cooper, Mike Evans, CJ Stroud, Bijan Robinson, Patrick Surtain, Sauce Gardner, Raheem Mostert, Brendan Schuler, Christian Gonzalez, Daniil Hunter, and the entire Cowboys defense.
Yeah, the Cowboys defense, they currently have the second most points in fantasy football. I'll say that one more time. The Dallas Cowboys defense and special teams, have the second most fantasy points in the NFL. They put up numbies. Now, it was a Zach Wilson game this past week, but for week one, the bludgeoning that occurred at MetLife, I mean, what the hell?
Yeah, by the way, they played back-to-back New York teams and just bludgeoned both of them. Oh, people don't realize that. They literally just took out the entire state of New York.
Stone Age. I mean, that was like assault, for lack of a better term, assault. Let's shout out Shefty. Okay, that was assault. Was not safe for work content. Like there's a hazard sign before you watch those highlights because it's disgusting. It's brutal. Vicious. The Cowboys. Oh man. Where do you have them in the rankings again?
Cowboys are 3. They actually, so here's the deal, and I'm gonna get questions about this when we post it. For the power rankings, I have said, I can't drop teams for winning.
I think we can sometimes.
I think it's possible sometimes. Like the Jets won, but I think I had them dropping like one spot, and that's because Aaron Rodgers got injured. They're like a couple spots, right? And they won, but they were ahead of the Bills. The Dolphins, right? The Dolphins, I had a 3. The Cowboys had a 4. So there's just switching. Dolphins still looked great, but they barely beat the Patriots, and the Cowboys have absolutely annihilated 2 teams that people thought were going to be really good this year.
Are terrifying. They're terrifying. I didn't think Mike Fat Carthy could do it, but he did. Wow, he's back to all those plays.
But that is really all I do actually have one other thing talking about the Patriots. And another thing that we could talk about relating to the Jets, but the reason why Bill Belichick won't retire is because he wants to pass Don Shula's all-time wins mark because Don Shula badmouthed him during the Spygate scandal. Okay, so in perfect Belichick fashion, just wants to literally just say and give an FU to another person for not liking him. The other thing for the Patriots, and this was something posted by FanDuel. All right. And I'm going to stipulate it does not have to do with gambling. All right. Okay. But this was an actual post by them. And this is one of the stupidest things I've seen them do. And I take personal offense to this. They say, and I quote, "The Vikings are 0-2 and might need to hit the reset button," with the like gritted teeth emoji. But would they actually consider trading Justin Jefferson to the Patriots? Ponder emoji. Patriots received Justin Jefferson. Vikings received first-round picks for 2024, 2025, and a third rounder in 2024. In no world will Justin Jefferson ever be traded for only 2 first-round picks.
Wait, but also, why would the Patriots want to get Justin?
In no world do the Patriots, by the way, who are also 0-2, and you want to talk about making the reset button, why are the Patriots not in that category right now?
Yeah, why would the Patriots be going all in? Like, what?
So those are the starting problems. Justin Jefferson is effectively untradeable. If you think that he's worth 2 first-round picks, you're currently playing dynasty mode, all right? If you're trading,
no, they're not.
Just
yeah, no.
Even in dynasty fantasy football, he's not. He's worth more than 2 first-round.
I thought you were talking dynasty Madden right there. I was
no, and that he's worth like 7.
I might even want to keep those for.
Yeah. It just bewilders. Why are we talking? It's just the general perennial media shit on the Vikings that happens every year. Why are we saying that Justin Jefferson needs to be traded? Why are we saying that the Vikings need to be doing a full reset? And why would a full reset include trading Justin Jefferson, who, by the way, if you're doing a reset, he is the one player you want to make sure that you keep.
Yeah, no, if anything.
And if you do trade Justin Jefferson, why would you, 1, trade him to the Patriots, and 2, why would you only receive 2 first-round picks and a 3rd for arguably one of the probably the second, maybe 3rd most valuable player in the NFL right now?
Yeah, and he's had the greatest start to a career that any wide receiver in the league's history has ever had.
Whatever dude who's working the social media platform for FanDuel, he should be having a conversation with the boss right now, and he should be fired at the end of the day.
Well, unfortunately, they might be taking a page out of the RJ Young playbook where you just interaction farm. And True. The Vikings fans are like Ohio State. I mean, it's been going on for centuries. You either overhype the shit out of an Ohio State guy or you just don't put him on your list at all.
True.
And
True.
You spawn in with 200 comments. You spawn in with it when you upload it. Yeah, it's a funny system. It's a funny system.
TJ Watt has become the Steelers' all-time sack leader. He has passed James Harrison for the most in franchise history.
Wow. How old is TJ? 27?
Like 28.
Damn. Yeah, TJ's pretty good. He's pretty good. He's 28. DJ's pretty
Also, fun fact for the Patriots. The Patriots, when allowing 24 or more points during the Tom Brady era, 56 and 61, a 47.9 or a .479 win percentage, 126 higher than the second place team behind them when allowing 24 more points. Since Brady has left, 2-22, .083 win percentage, which is the second lowest in that same span. So, say what you will about Brady having elite defenses for his career, but when push came to shove and the defense didn't show up and the other team scored on them 24 more points.
Oh, we're hyping up Brady right now?
Kind of.
I just don't make me pull up the list of playoff games that he
yes. But what I am saying right now, you're just I know, but right now when you're just comparing them, Brady, obviously.
If D Ford doesn't line up in the neutral zone, he only has 6 ranks.
True.
If the
stupidest play I've ever seen
happen, he only has 6.
One of the stupidest plays I've seen.
Runs the football, he only has 6.
You just got fraud alerted too.
If the Atlanta Falcons weren't the Atlanta Falcons, he only has 6.
True.
But I do want to say though,
if he
when we're talking
the balls, he only has 6.
We're talking narrative. What is sports? It's entertainment. And the 4 bullshit wins I just mentioned, are all individually incredible stories that you can literally make movies about. But that happened to one guy, and that was his life. And he did it 7 times. I mean, are you kidding me? 7? Like, I was actually telling this with my roommate. I was like, I believe behind him, Montana has 4 or 3.
Montana has,
regardless, it's 4 or 3. He has 7. I mean, what are we talking about here? I like, what the hell? 7? Like, I think Tom Brady has a 50% chance of appearing in the Super Bowl in his career. like higher than Steph Curry's chances of making a 3-pointer. I think that was a stat. Tom Brady has a higher chance of making the Super Bowl than Steph Curry does of making a 3.
Yeah.
But
we're
we'll
probably
end on
gonna.
that though. Didn't think we were
Yeah,
gonna.
the last thing I'm gonna shout out. I don't think that you watched this show. It's not related to the NFL, but Winning Time,
Oh
HBO
yeah,
Max show about the Lakers dynasty, has officially been canceled after 2 seasons. I finished both of them.
What do you think?
I don't understand it being canceled. I actually really enjoyed watching it.
Now they were trying to keep on going. Like season 1 was Magic's rookie year. Season 2 was the next.
And they definitely leaped through some years throughout there. And I think they kind of had an idea that it was going to end soon because at the end of the last episode, they kind of did a whole rundown of the Lakers dynasty after like they closed. But they were teasing like the bad boy Pistons. Obviously, Michael Jordan's would be coming up soon. They ended the season or the series on the Celtics only win versus them in the finals rather than seeing the three-peat or anything. So I just think it kind of sucks, and I don't understand why you would cancel it when it's a highly popular, highly watched show. Sucks
Jerry
the way
West
that
really got the big guys come down. You guys portray me wrong.
Yeah, sucks that it ended on the Celtics winning too. That's not the ideal situation for a Lakers documentary.
Not quite winning time.
But what I would love to see now is them to do one of those, but with Kobe Bryant. And I know they're going to do a Kobe. They have a Kobe documentary coming out soon, kind of the same way that MJ's was. It sounds like.
I didn't know that.
Wow. I don't know when it's coming out, but I remember hearing rumors about it when The Last Dance came out.
It'd just be cool if they ended up winning time like at the Olympics, where everyone knew this is now MJ's league. Like that Olympics was Magic and Bird and the older guys still holding out. Like you guys are still young bucks.
What would have been even cooler too is it's the Lakers dynasty, so it starts there. It goes through the end of Magic Johnson.
Won a lot of rings,
but it goes through the end of Magic Johnson, and then it goes and cuts to Kobe, and it continues the Lakers dynasty through that, and you get all of it.
Skip the 90s.
That'd be really cool. Would have been really skip that. Get that out of here. Get that out of here. Get that out of here. And then you know what? Still, who is Luke? What the fuck was the head coach's name who drafted Lonzo? Luke
Walton?
Was it Luke Walton?
I don't remember who the Lakers coach was when they drafted.
He used to play for the Lakers, and he coached the Lakers.
Luke Walton.
It was Luke Walton. Yeah, skip that too. Get that out of there.
Oh no! Don't include that. Like we are going from Magic straight to Kobe getting traded to the Lakers from the Hornets. Then we're seeing that three-peat, and then we're going to see a quick little 5-minute clip on the breakup of Kobe and Shaq and why we didn't get that 4th ring. Shout out Ben Wallace and the Pistons. And then we flash forward to the 2-peat, and then cap it all off with the bubble Mickey Mouse ring. Boom.
All right, but with that, thank you guys so much for watching this. Raise 5 stars. You can find on Spotify, TikTok, YouTube, Twitter, and on Instagram at Waterboy Pond. Make sure to follow me and Grant on Twitter at Everett now Waterboy Grant. We post new TikToks every Tuesday to Sunday. Instagram posts with graphics and new episodes every Tuesday and Thursday. You do not want to miss any of those. Hopefully, like we say every fucking episode at this point, but we'll be starting our live stream soon. We've just been really busy with academics, with everything else going on in our life. So try to maintain with everything. But you don't want to miss next episode where Grant and I go head to head. Vikings versus
Civil War.
Chargers part two. Even bigger than the first one where I took home gold, just saying roll wave.
I remember.
You're
1-0 lifetime in this battle.
Thank you guys so much for watching, listening. We'll see you next episode.
Better be 2-0.
Waterboys out.